Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelly and this is Yaya Simple Living. If you are new here, thank you so much for visiting, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. So today we are going to work on some homeopathic remedies for some things. So I want to start off by saying I am not a doctor and you should consult your doctor before you take anything. But these are just things that I use to help boost my immune system during cold and flu season and give me a little bit of comfort if I do get sick. So the first thing we're going to work on is some elderberry syrup. So elderberry syrup is really good for immune boosting. It's filled with antioxidants and it's just good for you. I take a little glass of this every day, like a little tablespoon or shot glass of this every single day and during cold and flu season, and it helps boost my immune system, and I just really like it. But again, I'm not a doctor, it's just what I do for my family. So if this sounds like something that would interest you, let's get started. Okay, so our elderberry syrup is going to start with 3.5 cups of filtered water. We're going to have a cup of dried elderberries, and I'm going to rinse these before I put them in. We're going to have 3 cinnamon sticks. We're going to have some whole cloves, half a cup of rose hips, some ginger, and some lemon. So I'm going to take you guys over to the stove, and I'm going to get these elderberries rinsed and then take you guys over to the stove and we'll get started. Okay, so we're going to start by adding 3.5 cups of water to our saucepan. And to that, we are going to add a cup of our rinsed elderberries. And elderberries are packed with antioxidants and vitamins. They can help lessen inflammation, lower stress levels, and help ease cold symptoms. So we're going to start, and we're going to bring these to a boil. Okay. To this, we are going to add to this, we're going to add 3 cinnamon sticks. We're going to add half a cup of rose hips, and these are organic rose hips. And rose hips are one of the richest plant sources of vitamin C. During World War II in England, a syrup made using rose hips was given to children as a vitamin C source, and it's often used today to make vitamin C rich tea. They make a flavorful addition to all kinds of dishes and beverages and are commonly used for herbal tea blends, jellies, syrups, pies, bread, and even wines. So you can boost your health by adding rose hips to smoothies and juices and granola, and even for baking. And they're also used for soap making, clarifying rinses, lotions, and potpourri. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to add a few whole cloves, and we're going to add a couple of lemon slices. Lemons also have a lot of vitamin C in them. And we're going to add some ginger. So let me get my ginger peeled and cut up. Actually, I'm just going to wash it. I'm not going to peel it. I'm going to wash it and then I'm going to cut it up. All right, so I actually keep my ginger in the freezer because I just don't use it fast enough during sometimes parts of the year. So I like to keep it in the freezer. Let me stir all this. So we're going to bring all of this to a boil, and then we're going to let it simmer for about 30 minutes to reduce a little. And then we're going to strain it. So let me bring this to a boil and simmer it, and then I will bring you guys back. All right, so our elderberry syrup, we have a strainer over a measuring cup, and we're going to pour this in so we can strain out all of the solids. And we're just gonna let this strain for a few minutes. And that's gonna also help that liquid to cool off a little bit, because we don't want to put our honey in the liquid right now because it's a little bit too hot and it'll kill the good qualities of the honey. So I'm just squeezing this to get every little bit out, so we don't leave any of that goodness behind. And this leftover, you can just put right in your compost bin if you have one, because it's all natural ingredients, so it's all compostable. Okay, so we are left with just about 2.5 cups of liquid. So we started out with 3.5. We're down to 2.5. So we did lose a little liquid during the cooking process, which is fine. We're going to let this cool, and then we're going to add our honey and put it in a jar to store it. This is going to be stored in the refrigerator, and it's good for a couple weeks in your refrigerator. So I'm going to let this cool, and then we'll be back to add our honey. Okay, so our elderberry syrup has cooled off enough. We're going to add our raw honey. I'm adding 1 cup of raw honey. I'm going to need to refill my honey jar here. Do. Okay, soon. All right, let me get some more honey out, or at least get a spatula and do this a different way. I don't think I have a cup left in here. All right, I'm gonna refill my honey jar, and I'll be back. Okay, we're back. I refilled it. This honey is the same honey, it's just a little darker. So it depends on what flowers the bees are getting their nectar from as to how dark your honey is. Okay, so we have a cup of honey. I'm gonna pour that into my elderberry syrup. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to stir it so that it dissolves in there. Get every last little bit out. Because if we're going to the trouble to make all this, we want everything. Right? Right. And the nice thing is the syrup is still warm enough that it dissolves the honey. Now, you can spray your cups with oil to get the honey out easier, but because I'm making elderberry syrup with this, I didn't really want any kind of oil in there. Okay. All right, we got that. Now we are going to put this in jars, and it's going to go into our refrigerator. And then again, I just take a little shot glass of it every morning to help keep my immune system working, especially during cold and flu season. You know, kids bring home all kinds of stuff from school. So this is really good to help keep your immune system boosted. And then if you do happen to get sick, you can take a shot a couple times a day. You don't want to do too much because of the honey. It could raise your blood sugar levels, so you want to be careful about, you know, the ingredients in your stuff, that you're not overdoing it on things. Put my honey back. The thing I love about Azure Standard is, like, the honey, they give it to me in a quart-sized canning jar when I buy the 3 pounds. Unfortunately, I was going through like a jar a month with everything that I use it for, so I did buy a big 12-pound jug last time I bought it so that I can just refill this. All right, guys, so let me get a jar and we're going to put this in there. Okay, so I have a little jelly jar size, 1/2 pint, that I'm going to be taking to my daughter. Then I'm going to put the rest in this 1.5 pint size to store in my refrigerator. Okay. Alright guys, so there is our elderberry syrup. Okay, so we are going to make honey, lemon, ginger cough drops. And again, I'm not a doctor, this is just what I use. It helps relieve some of the symptoms, but it doesn't cure anything, so. But it's just what use. The honey will it'll soothe your throat. The lemon juice has vitamin C in it, and the ginger has all kinds of health properties. It's an antioxidant and an immune booster. So I'm going to do some ginger slices, a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and I'm going to do a whole cup of raw honey, or 340 grams. Okay, I did go a little over in the honey. Oops. And then I'm going to put this on the stove and I'm going to heat it up to hard crack status with my candy thermometer. So let me get this over to the stove, get you guys over to the stove, and we'll continue. Okay, so as this heats up, the honey will soften a little bit, and the ginger is going to infuse into the honey and the lemon juice. And hard crack stage is between 295 degrees Fahrenheit and 310 degrees. So we want it just about 300 degrees. So let me get this kind of mixed in a little bit. And let me get my thermometer set up here. See how the honey is starting to kind of loosen up a little bit? And you want to stir it pretty consistently so that it doesn't burn. I'm going to go grab a pipette to be able to pipe it. But my hands are sticky, so I'm going to wash those first. All right. While that's heating up, let me grab a pipette to be able to put it into our drops. All right, so we are at 150 degrees. So we got a ways to go. We're halfway there. Yay! Yay, yes. So I'm going to keep heating this, and then I'll bring you back just before it gets to hard crack stage so I can show you guys. Okay, we are at 75, 80, 285. We're getting there almost. Our concoction has gotten a lot darker. And that is the honey darkening up, which is fine. I'm keeping it stirred so it doesn't scorch on the bottom, because nobody wants to take a sore throat drop or cough drop that's gonna taste bitter and burnt. We're almost to 80, 85. We're almost to, we are at 290. 10 more degrees. Woo! And I remembered I had candy molds, so I have molds to pour these into, so that'll be nice. And we'll let them set up in the molds. $2.95. And again, this is going to move quickly once we get to 300. Very, very quickly. I want to find something to pour these with. Yeah, almost close. Oh my gosh, guys, we are so close. And I'm hoping that these will lighten up in color a little bit as they dry or cool down, but we'll see. All right, guys, we are at 300. So let me get you guys over to the sink or over to where I'm going to be doing this, and we'll put these in the mold. Okay, here we are. I'm going to take my thermometer out. And pour these into our molds. For some reason, my house is being attacked by bees, and I'm not really sure why. But I can literally hear them buzzing through the window. And I'm not gonna lie, it's making me nervous. Okay, I do not want that big old piece of ginger. Okay. I'm gonna do this. You can probably tell I don't do a lot of candy making. Can you guys hear the buzzing? I don't know why. One of them actually got in the house and the cats were chasing it, so I had to stop and get that. Oh, I gotta rearrange my wrist here. We're getting there. My wrist is not strong enough for this. This box. Oh! Ouch! Okay, FYI, don't burn yourself when you're doing this. Like I did. See, that one's can get a little bit more in it. Oh, keep the skin right off. Great. Ouch. Blistered already. So obviously these are not good to make around small children or klutzes like me. Ow. All right, so we are going to let these set up. And then once they set up and I can take them out of the mold, I will bring you guys back. Okay, guys, so I forgot to show you guys when I took my sore throat cough drops out of the mold. I did toss them in a little bit of powdered sugar to keep them from sticking to each other. But look at how cute they are. There's little hearts. So they're not perfect, but we just need little ones. So I have apparently lots of little hearts. I think this one is a little teddy bear. But anyway, and I'm just going to store them in this little jar. And again, you don't want to take a lot of these because the honey is going to increase your blood sugar. But if you have a sore throat, reach for one of these, a little bit of tea with some honey and lemon in it, and you should be feeling better. All right, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up notification to let the algorithm know that you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.